Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I'm going to use my time to reflect on the climate debate and the circus we've witnessed within the Liberal and National parties over the last few weeks, or in fact over the last 8 years, in fact over the last 20 years. That does a great disservice to the constituents of Shortland. And I want to start with saying I'm incredibly disappointed and shocked by the paradigm that the National Party have set up within this debate, that those in regional Australia are the ones that will suffer because of action on climate change, and that only those in inner city cosmopolitan seats care about action on climate change. Both claims are wrong. Firstly, regional Australia probably has the most to lose if we don't take action on climate change. As the proud representative of the Lake Macquarie region, the largest saltwater lake in Australia and amongst the largest in the Southern Hemisphere, stuck with the seat of Shortland stuck between the lake and the Pacific Ocean, rising sea levels affect my constituency greatly. Other regional electorates, particularly those of a more agricultural nature, face huge impacts on their industry with a warming climate. And also, my constituents are deeply worried about climate change and want action. For example, Helen from Caves Beach recently emailed me saying, "I bet that you have children and do not wish the horrifying future that uncontrolled climate change would bring. If the latest IPCC report didn't convince you, then nothing will." Kathy from Spears Point wrote, "Climate change is the most important issue we are facing and the most urgent. I'm so sick of politicians who are failing to give this issue the priority it requires, giving us political dances when we need urgent action." Finally, Kath from Ellie Barney hit the nail on the head, with the impact of greenhouse gas emissions on climate is catastrophic. The politicisation of this catastrophe has to stop if this Earth is to survive. The National Party's influence over any decision is ridiculously overweighted. Well, we've got a situation now where the Deputy Prime Minister is opposed to net zero emissions, but is suddenly for it. We've got a party where the Minister for Resources took 30 pieces of silver to drop his commitment, his opposition to net zero emissions, to get a pay bump and get back into National Cabinet. We've got a situation where the government and the Prime Minister released a plan today, a plan so rock solid that the Deputy Prime Minister couldn't stand next to him for the announcement, where the plan contained not a single new initiative. Not a single new initiative. It was a plan to have a plan based on technology assumptions wildly optimistic or mythical future technology improvements. Seriously, the vast chunk of the abatement is future technology, and purchasing offsets both in Australia and abroad. This government is a disgrace on climate change. Nothing they've announced today changes that. They are betraying the future of my constituents, they're betraying the economic interests of this country, they're betraying the environmental interests of this country, and they will go down as history as the worst government this country has ever seen.